Hey, how's it going? My name is Savvy, and by trade I'm a sound engineer slash audio producer slash location sound recordist, so I do a fair bit. I'm a jack of all trades, and as you can probably imagine, you've guessed it already, yep, I'm a dyslexic. And you know what? It's not such a bad thing. Yes, people think, oh, dyslexia, you're not good at reading or writing. Well, yeah, that's true, but hey, do we thrive in other areas? Such as in my case, I'm good at sound. Now, as a kid in school, you know what, having dyslexia is a really scary concept, and for me it was probably, one of the worst case scenarios out there for a dyslexic. Back in the day when I was a kid, which is going back a while now, dyslexia wasn't really well recognized. People knew about it, but they were still doing research about it and how to help people with dyslexia and looking into it. So when I was at school, there was pretty much, well, hardly any help. And yeah, when I started school, they pretty much separated me from the class straight away. They spotted that I was different, and it wasn't the other students that started all of this, it was the teachers, which was scary. So the teacher actually recognized I was different and separated me from the class. So they put my desk away from all the other kids. They put my desk behind the teacher's desk facing the wall. So when I was, sitting at my desk, I'd just be looking at a wall. And when I turned around, obviously all I could see was the back of my teacher. And I was away from the other kids. So they instantly excluded me. They took me away. And they also took me out of the class to put me in like a smaller group to help me learn with other underachievers, as they called it. And that didn't help. That was pretty much verbal abuse. There was just me trying to write with a teacher shouting in my ear saying, "You're so stupid, make your letters bigger. Why can't you do this simple thing?" But, dyslexics, we put in more energy to a normal task compared to normal people. So, just trying to make my letters bigger was such a task. I couldn't do it. So yeah, but everybody knows that reading and writing is not good for us. Anyway, because I was taken away from all the other kids, I became a target for obviously bullying. And that's when things started to get really rough. It was a normal everyday practice for me to be dragged into the kids' toilets, for example, and kicked and beaten and pushed to the floor, and I hated it. Of course I hated it. But after a while, I just realized, you know what, no one's going to come and help me. There's no one there for me. So I just let it happen. It was me most of the time versus, I don't know, like 6 to 10 boys. So there's no way I had a chance in hell. Anyway, at the end of that normally happened during break times and lunch times, recess, stuff like that. And at the end of those lunch breaks and break times, I used to just kind of straighten myself out and just kind of pretended nothing really happened and just put in a fake smile. And obviously, because I was late for class or whatever, after trying to sort myself out, that took a bit of time, the teacher would yell at me and have a go at me, and I'd just sink back down in my chair. But yeah, that went on for years and years and years in primary school. The teachers never seemed to be there, or they never seemed to help. It's like they almost turned a blind eye to it. So I don't know if they knew what was going on or not, but yeah, they were just never there to help me. So yeah, through primary school, it was pretty dark time in my life as a kid. And it was hard. It was really hard. But it kind of continued into secondary school as well, because I grew up in the UK. I now live in Australia. But yeah, I struggled a little bit through secondary school. But then there was a light at the end of the tunnel. There was one teacher, just one, that's all it takes, who identified that I had learning disabilities and identified it as dyslexia. And then this is amazing. They showed me this room that they'd set up, which was primarily to help dyslexic kids. And my gosh, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. I've never received that kind of help before, and it was like a big sigh of relief that there were people there to finally help me. Anyway, this one teacher took me under his wing and teach me the best he could about reading and writing and how I could develop in other areas. And you know what? That did so much for my confidence. He was funny. He made things fun and interesting, you know? And that really boosted my confidence, because we all know that dyslexics have a confidence problem. You know, they just shy away from things and afraid of things. But working in this special unit made for dyslexics and working with this one teacher just boosted my confidence so much. And you know, it was great, but I still failed my exams. And but then I realized, oh my gosh, oh no, it's a shame I failed my exams, but it's no big problem. After your exams, there's still a huge life ahead of you. You're not defined by some results that you get by writing down on a page. Not at all. I got 1 mark in my exam out of, like, I don't know, 12, 13 different subjects. Just 1 mark. Then I went into college and studied music technology, and that's where I found my passion. I thrived in music technology, and I completed that course at the top of my class. So when you find that thing you're really good at, you will thrive and you will just naturally be so good at it. But yeah, and you know, that led me on to my career in audio engineering. And first of all, I worked in live sound, so doing theatre productions and designing sound systems for the stage shows. I was mainly sound number 2, which is the guy that works behind the stage, doing radio microphones and, you know, putting the microphones on the talents and things like that, making sure everything's working. So I did that, and then from there I moved on to the BBC, where I worked on all the well-known television shows like Top of the Pops, iconic shows, Top of the Pops, EastEnders, Blue Peter, all those kind of shows. And yeah, I got to work with A-list celebrities like 50 Cent, Gwen Stefani, Coldplay, Ewan McGregor, all guys like that. You know, it was amazing. And this is just like a, you know, back in time, I was just a shy little boy who I had no idea I would get to that stage in life, you know. So you can do it. And now I've moved from the UK to Australia. I'm living here. I've got a beautiful family. I've got a home in the Adelaide Hills. And over here I work for, again, another big television company, where I work on a children's show, doing location audio, recording sound on location for a kids show that's been running for like 23 years. It's a very iconic show. So, you know, and I'm real happy. I'm happy what I do. So this is probably a message out there to all of you dyslexics. Yes, through school life and possibly through college or university, it's a little bit of a struggle. But you gotta look beyond that. Push through it. Just do your best. And yeah, look past all of that. There is a life past the education, past the pen to paper, you know? And with technology nowadays, we just thrive. So I'm just one example. There's probably loads of people out there that have even achieved even more than me. So, you know, just look at the bigger picture. We're good at doing that. And look beyond the education system. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to teach them how to look after dyslexics in schools and how to educate them, because I'm going to start motivational speaking to go around to schools and clubs and places like that and tell the teachers how they can help dyslexics, but also in the process talk to dyslexics directly and other students so they have a better understanding of it as well, and just to motivate them and push them forward. So, you know, just don't think dyslexic's a bad thing. Being dyslexic, you know, it's not. It's a good thing. You have some very unique skills, and you just got to find them and pull them out of you, and find the thing that you're good at. If you do that, you will just thrive. Just push forward. You got this, and I know you can do it. Best of luck.